Alright, this is a video deck list of the, well, we've had this deck for a while. It's Batteryman deck. Started off with the best card in the deck, Batteryman AA. Basically, gets 1,000 attack for every other AA on the field, so he hits the field with 1,000 every time. And with every other one, he goes to 2,000 and 3,000. The point of this deck mainly is to blow up your opponent with 9,000 damage in one hit. So some of the draw on the deck and special summon searcher is Batteryman Microcell. He does everything you need him to do. He's a Batteryman. He searches out AA or D or whatever, and he also lets you draw a card after he's been destroyed. Really, really good card. Helps the draw, gets the OTK going really quickly. Next, 2 chargers. It's 1 tribute to get him, and then special summon another Batteryman from your deck. So it's like you tribute and then you get 2 Batterymen. Plus he gets 300 for every Thunder type on the field, including himself. So he's usually a good beater. He's really good for short circuit or whatever. Really good card. Take note that all these monsters are light. Next, 2 Batteryman Ds. When it's on the field, you can only attack. You can't attack any other Batteryman. You can only attack him, and he's got 1900 defense, so he's pretty good. Special summon him with Charger, so you can get a good defense going. Next, 2 Batteryman Industrial Strengths. Remove 2 Batteryman from your graveyard to special summon him. He's 26 beater, light. The best part is you can remove from play 1 Thunder type monster in your graveyard to destroy a spell or trap and a monster on the field, which is really, really good. That's a +2 to your advantage. He runs through a lot of things. Next, experimenting with 3 Honest in the deck. It seems to work out very well. Since the draw speed of this deck is really high, you get to run into Honest pretty often. It's really often that you get a Batteryman AA on the field that just has 1,000, and you want to keep it on the field and kill your opponent's monsters. Honest is the best way to do it. Next, deck runs 3 Thunder Dragons. Basically, it's a way to thin out your deck, and it's really good fuel for Industrial Strength. Basically, you can discard it from your hand to the graveyard, 1 of them, and then search your deck for up to 2 of them and add those to your hand. Thins out your deck by 2, fuel, and it's a good draw for the card later on. Right now, Gores, the last monster. He's really good in this deck. You most of the time end up with an open field since you don't have a lot of spell and trap cards. He stops OTKs. He's really good. He just turns the duel around sometimes. 2700 attack. He also gets that token that gets really good attack most of the time. That's good. As for spells, starting it off with 3 Inferno Reckless Summons. Really, really good card in this deck since you special summon Batteryman all the time. You Inferno Reckless Summon AA almost every time. No, every time really. And you get 3 out, and usually that runs right into a short circuit, and you kill your opponent right like that. 9,000 direct. It's a really good card. Once you get that, it's usually really bad for your opponent at that point. And here's where the OTK ends. Short circuit. Short circuits basically blows up your opponent's entire field and leaves you wide open for attack off 9,000, or usually Charger ends up getting out, searches out a second AA or whatever. You usually end up getting 1 Charger and 2 AAs on the field, and you can attack for like 7,600 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but usually means game for your opponent. Plus they lose all their cards, so not like you're doing much. Next, the special summon of the deck. Battery Charger, pay 500 life points, special summon a Batteryman from your graveyard level 4 or lower. Basically, hang on, special summon monster from your graveyard. Actually, no, not even 4 or lower. Any Batteryman. You can special summon it, and usually it's really good for Inferno Reckless Summon because you could special summon with special summon and then Inferno Reckless Summon that, so it's really, really nice. Plus, the Batteryman Charger usually gets a Batteryman AA to the field, which then you get him to the graveyard, and then Battery Charger's up for grabs on that. Really good for getting plus monsters for short circuit. Sorry. Really good draw on the deck. 2 hand destructions. 3 is overkill. 1's not enough. Basically, Thunder Dragon is amazing for this card. Usually, you discard 1 Thunder Dragon, get 2 hand destruction. I mean, it's perfect. You get 3 in the graveyard for Industrial Strength, and you wind up having really good advantage with this card. And then I put in Reasoning in this deck because you win either way. I mean, you get to special summon a Batteryman if your opponent guesses wrong. So it's like you get to special summon. You could even Infernal Reckless Summon if it ends up being 3, which is AA. There's level 1s in this deck. It's pretty good. Plus Honest. I mean, could special summon Honest, but Swords of Revealing Light gives you a lot of time to add up all those Batterymen on your side of the field and Short Circuit for game usually. But it's just a stall card that gives you plenty of time. My Body is a Shield. If your opponent tries to stop the special summoning of AAs, My Body is a Shield can keep them on the field or whatever. Card Destruction. You know, Thunder Dragons, when you add another card with Thunder Dragon, it's like you're adding to your hand. Card Destruction. Get a lot of cards. It's really nice in this deck. Next, Heavy Storm, just a tech card. I mean, you want a Heavy Storm before you go right for the OTK, so it's really nice. So because you want to make sure that you don't get stopped. So next, 3 Reckless Greeds. This is for the traps. Reckless Greeds work really well in this deck. You run into a lot of cards in your hand with them on a draw. And, I mean, you want to have as many cards as you can, so the OTK is really inevitable. So, running 3 Recklesses in this deck is really good. A couple of techs. Divine Wrath. You're adding to your hand with... Usually your hand's pretty large. You get a lot of cards in your hand with the amount of draw that this deck has. And, plus those Thunder Dragons make it really easy for Divine Wrath food, so... Divine Wrath stops a lot of monsters, just whatever. And then Torrential Tribute as just a basic meta card or staple card. Thank you for watching.